Robert, nice to see you here. Welcome to Weiping show.
Thank you for having me.
I think this trip in New Orleans, we made a lot of experience and a good relationship, right? Actually, I learned a lot from you.
Oh, thank you.
I think you are very professional and good job, very hard job.
Thank you.
Can you introduce yourself a little bit?
Yes. My name is Robert Sunderhaus. I live in Maryland, Baltimore area, and we go to school at Hartford Community College. I'm trying to get a degree in business administration. I once was an automotive technician, which I have low vision that made me try to pursue a new career. And prior to automotive technician, I used to be a teacher assistant for disabled kids in Baltimore City. So I'm back here again trying to pursue a new degree and find a new career.
Okay, thank you. So, have you ever been to this city before, or just first time?
Well, I actually lived in New Orleans, about 2 hours north of this area, and my father was in the Army, so we got to travel down to New Orleans and visit the sites when I was about 15, younger boy.
Oh, young boy. So you live, how long you living here?
We lived here about three and a half years.
3.5 years. So still have some memory about this city, right?
Oh yeah, this is one of the best places I feel like I've lived in America, and I definitely, any opportunity I have to come back, I definitely take advantage of that. So I personally was here last year on our alternative break program as well. So I was able to kind of like reconnect with my childhood back then and kind of help give back to the community here as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So do you like this volunteer job? Do you think what's our volunteer job can benefit the society, the community? Is it helpful, or we can do a little? The government maybe do more.
I actually stumbled across this volunteer opportunity last year, and it was first time for me to do an out-of-state volunteer trip with a group of people.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of local volunteer work with like Special Olympics and like Habitat for Humanity, but this experience was not only for me to give back to the community, but also this was like a learning experience and like a career building exercise personally as well. So I feel that I got out of this experience just as much as we gave into it. And as you've seen in this local community from the disasters that happened during Katrina and after Katrina, there's still a lot of local destruction and a lot of local poverty in this area, and this is like being ignored, or the government doesn't have the resources to act upon, you know, and take care of it. So as we do our volunteer trips, we are constantly reminded that us volunteers are the ones who make the major difference in this area. It's because we come, we help the economy by, of course, doing the tourist travel and souvenirs, and you know, the money we put into the economy helps out, and then our physical labor and our work that we put in, it's done in areas that like I said, the government really doesn't have resources to take care of. So these are just local citizens that really are just trying to better their community and trying to rebuild it what it was before Katrina time.
So the life is hard. Real life is more harder, right?
Oh yes, definitely. There's more people struggling in life in this area, I feel, than people living comfortably. And you know, I don't care where you are, you shouldn't have to struggle as hard as people I see in this area or anywhere else in the world.
And people all know the United States is a rich country in the world. The GDP is the #1, it's more stronger, right? But we still see, just like New Orleans, just like Baltimore County, right? We see a lot of poverty and just a lot of homeless people. So maybe outside the American people, it's hard to imagine that. as you think, how we can fix this part, just like we can do some service for these people, and how can fix it? Maybe the government need to give more resources, help these poverty people or low income.
There's definitely a lot of like misplaced people,
Yeah.
and I kind of feel that there's a separation between federal and state governments,
Yeah.
and this has a lot of interference on where the resources are applied.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the state has good intentions, but the federal budget cuts and the federal aspect of it interferes with the process of the state being able to, you know, apply their assistance in certain areas.
So maybe economics is the most important. A lot of job opportunities. People have a job, maybe can make their life better and better, or not. Depends on the government benefits, right?
Yes.
This is the problem. How do you think the unemployment rate in here, as you mind?
I'm sorry.
Unemployment rate.
Raising the income?
Just people no job. Maybe the whole national just I think is 3%, 3.5, 3.5%. Here maybe it's higher.
Yeah. So I feel like definitely when you talk to Americans and you ask them about poverty situations, they typically will not think of people in America in poverty situations, even though we're here and we see it firsthand.
Yeah.
Because typically you see like poverty in India. That's like that's what you think a typical American probably would think of, or like even China, like you know the cities of China, and our government's trying to fix our low-income families by giving them more money to work.
Yeah.
But throughout the states in America, we have already figured out that that is not the right way to do it. It's not giving people more money. It's controlling on how much things cost and how the resources are applied. And like you're saying, the jobs are here, but for some reason, there's not a resource to connect the people with the job.
Oh, okay.
So I don't feel like, in turn, when you try to pay your employees more often, businessmen in America will not take money out of their pocket to cover the extra expense. They will stop hiring employees and fire people, and they put machines so you can order your own food, so that way somebody doesn't have to take your order. And this is ways they're saving money.
But people lose jobs, right?
Yeah, they're losing jobs, and the high rate for employment is supposed to go to the people, helping the people, but the people are the ones who are struggling the most. They're the ones that are getting the negative effects from it. And we had a discussion where it's, you know, it's completely different from where you're from.
Yeah.
Like the businessman doesn't take, he takes the money out of his own pocket to pay the bill, and he doesn't make his employees suffer, or he doesn't make his customers suffer by higher food costs. So we are in the transition stage now to trying to find a good plan to pay people more and give them more resources to take care of themselves better.
So, but still hard.
Oh yeah, it's very, very hard still.
Have you ever been to China?
Oh, unfortunately, no. I've been through like I said, my father was in the army, and so we got to go to Germany and Italy.
Your father family come from Germany, right?
Yes, my father. The grandparents on my father's side, one's from Italy and one's from Germany.
Okay.
And my mother is, my mother's side, her parents are from Italy area.
Okay, I know.
So that was 4 generations ago. Like, you know, great grandparents come to the States. So I am the 4th generation here in America.
Okay. Do you think this generation, the life is a big difference than you, maybe your father, your grandfather, big difference, or just no big change?
I think there's a huge difference between like my father's generation and my generation, and even more of a difference from my generation and the younger kids.
Okay, I got it.
So, but like my father's generation, they were brought up to work hard.
Yeah.
You earn your money, and my generation looked up to that, and we was able to have technology to make our job easier. So we didn't have to work as hard as our parents.
So technology make our life better, right?
Oh yes, but I feel it take away some because my parents worked harder, so they learn more values. They care for things better.
Yeah.
My generation, I feel, is when we started making things disposable. Like instead of fixing something, we throw it away and buy a new one. And I don't like that idea.
I know you are a very professional guy. Just fix some vehicle problem, right?
Yeah.
You show us one case to show you experience for us.
Oh, yes.
You say one time when vehicle have the electric problem, you fix and call the engineer in Germany, right?
Yes.
Can you show us?
Oh, when I was an automotive technician, I was an electrical specialist for Volkswagen, and my primary job was like fix the more difficult issues. So in the field, I was the one, when I had issues or trouble diagnosing the vehicle, I would be on the phone with the engineers from Germany who actually designed that system. So yeah, in my field as an automotive technician, I had the privilege of having that better position and, you know, making a better income for myself. And unfortunately, since I have a vision problem and it took me away from being an automotive technician, I personally have experienced like a nice, comfortable living where I had money to spend. Now transitioning to a new career, I'm back in school and I work full time. So it's, you know, now I see the other side where it's lower income living. It is much more difficult to get by, and you know, even working full time on a lower level job, it's not, you're not able to make on your own with just a basic job here. So as many other students, as you know, it is very difficult to keep up with your grades and to work a job where you're not making much money, and so it makes it much harder to get by.
Okay, thank you for sharing. So how do you think the US and China's trade war? Because you know, the low-income family, if the goods come from China, pay more tax, right? 10% or 25%. We purchase these goods, maybe it's higher. Inflation is increase. Just like a lot of low-income people buy products from China in family dollar. Just like this store, maybe its price is higher. So when life is very hard. So how do you think?
I personally order from China a lot.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you like a production from China, right?
And I feel that the things I order from China, there's no reason why I can't pay more money for it, because I was saying I have an aquarium decoration in America that costs $5-6. Wow. I could order from China, shipped to my house for $1. So for me, if it costs $3, I'm still saving money, and it's still cheap for me. So I feel like if we do pay taxes and it went to China, it would be a good thing, because I believe in fair trade organizations. And I believe in that no matter who makes the product, they should be taken care of. And just because the product's made somewhere else don't mean that they don't deserve a decent income and a decent like way of life. So our misperception of the trade wars is that we were taught that China subsidizes their businessmen and helps their businessmen sell things cheap. So some Americans think that if we tax the imports from China, then it would make it more fair for Americans and China. But then again, they don't realize, like I was mentioned earlier, even you said that you know, the Chinese businessman takes out of his pocket to pay the bill. Americans don't. So that's the argument against our way of thinking, that the subsidized market is unfair. But really, what is unfair is the way the Chinese businessman has to like deal with it, and the American businessman doesn't get hurt. Only the American consumers get hurt.
Yeah, so we are transfer the consumer pays this bill, right?
Yes.
So we hope the U.S. and China negotiation will make a deal. So make it easy for us. I hopefully just like Chinese government maybe change its policy, trade policy or another policy, because maybe you don't know, the workers in China just make a very low salary, you know, very low. So your price is very cheap from China, right? I think need more benefits with the workers, Chinese workers. Yeah.
Yes.
So the big difference here, have human rights, people have insurance, have a lot of protection, but in China, very low. So it's a problem, another problem.
And that's why I feel it's important for us, especially as Americans, to participate in fair trade products.
Yeah.
So that way we have a little bit of a peace of mind that the Chinese worker is getting taken care of better. So that way it bypasses the Chinese government and forces the government to give the money to the worker and not to the businessman or to the taxes.
This is a political thing. It's hard. Just like we American people don't like the government, or we need to protect ourselves. We can use our rights, right? Vote this guy or not that guy. We are the government officer. But in China, people have no real democracy. You know, cannot vote the government, cannot vote the president. So it's very hard. We need still the people need fighting for their rights.
Yeah, and this is why, from our point of view, from the American side, if we do participate in fair trade, it goes past your government, and our businessman gives the employee or the business from China and the employees from China more money. But unfortunately, you say you have really high taxes there, so even though we're given more money, only a little bit of that makes it down to the actual worker.
Yeah, as I know, just like Walmart, a lot of goods come from China. Walmart is very smart, you know, have buying power. They just make it just like this table. He find maybe 5 factories can make this table. Just, hi guys, I need 1 million tables. Give me whatever this price. I just give you maybe 3% the profit or 5%, very low. You cannot make more, you know. So
this is why I feel we are able to pay more for products like the table, because in America, you know, the markup for this table will be 100, almost 200%.
Yeah.
So this is why our GDP looks so much better, is because the American businessman is making the consumer pay for that cost.
Yeah.
And while your economy, like the businessman is losing, and then the workers suffer because the businessman is losing out.
Yeah. So the free market, fair market is important, but we need to still keep the balance.
Oh yeah.
One side is the government, one side is the employee, one side is the businessman, you know. Import, export,
Yeah, I feel like in the free market, there should be very little government interference.
Yes, you're right.
Because, you know, in a free market, just because consumers want something don't mean it's right.
Yes.
So you need the government to step in and say, hey, like we pollute too much to make this product. It don't matter how many people want it, we have to fix the pollution or stop making as many products.
Yeah.
So you need that little bit of government interference in the free market, but I definitely believe in the free market system.
Yeah, the free market system is better.
Yeah.
United States depends on this system, right?
Oh yes.
Can you share us your dream, just like 10 or 20 years later, what your life will be?
since I'm pursuing for the business administration degree, I hopefully want to own my own business again, and you know, be able to give back to my community in some way. I like being able to help people.
Thank you.
And to you know, fix things. So I would love to help fix our local economy and hope that it spreads and makes, you know, people more and more motivated to try to do good for themselves and for their community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we can everybody try our best to do better for ourselves, for our family, for our society, for our country, right?
Oh yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I hope we'll see you soon.
Yes, yes. See you again. Thank you for having me.